Yo, PC fam, what's going on? How y'all doing on this beautiful Wednesday? Chilltown, how you living?
In effect, man. We back in effect. Man,
Yes,
the dream team back in effect. My man Ox was out of pocket for a couple of minutes, but he back in effect though. We right back at it.
Yeah, man, it's all good. It's all good. We are winding down the regular season, the real play-in, the 82 game season. You know, we winding down. What we got? Most teams got 3 games left. 4? Okay.
Regular season ends on Sunday.
This Sunday. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
that's
4 days.
So that's the 15th.
17th. No, I'm sorry, the 14th.
14th. Okay,
yep,
right. 14th. Yeah. Whew. Okay, well, hey. How you feeling so far about this season as a whole?
You said it yourself, Ox. It seemed like it was just yesterday. We was talking about training camp just opening up. Here we are today, and we got 4 days left in the regular season. It went by just like that. We had a lot of action, a lot of different kind of action during the season. We've had injuries. We've had trades. We've had some teams underperform. Mm-hmm. We've had fool's gold. Mm-hmm. We've had some teams exceed expectation. So we've had a lot of different entities going on during the regular season, and I like it. You had mentioned, Ox, before the season started, you wanted Russ to go to the bench and play behind James Harden. I was objective to it. I didn't like it. I didn't think that we needed James Harden on the crew. But the more I watch them, I love Russ coming off the bench.
Yeah,
I like
real smart.
I do. I like Russ coming off the bench. And if it wasn't, to be honest with you, if it wasn't for Malik Monk, he might be the best rotation player in the game, which you and I are going to have a conversation about a certain guy that's later on in life going to be in the draft. And Russell Westbrook actually said, quote, I know you're going to love this, Ox, I'm the best rotation player in the league.
Russ said that.
There's no rotation player in the game better than me.
Right.
Now, I'm thinking to myself, well, I don't 100% disagree with that. However, there's some people that got something to say about that. I ain't saying wrong, Russ.
One of those people is on his team.
Right. Exactly. There's some people that have something to say about your claim. Russ, that's not to say that you haven't been fantastic at your job coming off the bench. Just had a triple-double last night, and he basically turned back the clock. One of the better rotation guards. He's actually been taking care of the basketball this season as a rotation guard better than I expected. He's actually done a really good job. He had a stretch during the season where he was averaging like less than 2 turnovers a game on like 5 assists. He was doing that as a rotation guard, and I was really liking what I was seeing. However, Ox, when you're talking about rotation guards and just guys who, this is what I do. I mean, Norman Powell, who's just a bucket getter. When he comes off the bench, instant spark. All right? Yeah. Instant spark, instant buckets when he comes off the bench. That's what he does. And also, he defends.
Yes, he does.
That's number one. Bobby Portis, another great rotation guy. Gotten better on the glass. Not gotten better on the glass, but good on the glass. Was able to knock down the long ball a lot more this season. I was actually surprised about that. It didn't look good early, but as of late, he's actually been able to knock down the long ball. But the one guy that, I don't think it's a question, and it's the guy up in Sacramento, and that's Malik Monk. I think he's the best rotation player in the league. I don't think that there's another guard in the league that brings what he brings, even though I'm a big-time Peyton Pritchard fan. Even though I'm a big-time Peyton Pritchard fan. When I think about a rotation guard and I think about an instant spark off the bench and a guy that's going to give me productive minutes every time he step on the floor, I immediately think Malik Monk. Immediately, I think him.
I feel like we're lost without Malik. I feel like we're just at a loss without Malik. We don't got that spark off the bench. We don't got the consistency in the game anymore. We're at a loss without Malik. But to Russ, I feel like sometimes maybe was this instance specifically, I feel like I was really hard on Russ. And so when I start making the statement as maybe he should come off the bench behind James Harden, people kind of took it as me hating on Russ just because I had made previous statements about Russ. But that wasn't hate. As I say, as much as I can possibly say it, Chilltown, I'm a fan of basketball first. It doesn't matter if I like this player, that player, this team, that team. It's about hoop to me. So I just thought, yeah, right. I think it was good for the team. I honestly do. Shout out to Russ for last night's performance too. I mean, I was with you on that. I think, yeah, he might have had 16 on 17 shots or 17 on 16 shots or whatever it was, but it was a good game.
It wasn't terrible. Yeah, I don't think it was terrible at all. And the idea that it wasn't efficient. I mean, to go 7 for 17, that's not far away from 50%.
Right.
That's not far away from 50% at all. That's number one. Number two, I can appreciate the basketball era, Ox, that we live in. Yeah, I can dig that, and I can understand that. You know, points per minute, that kind of stuff, analytics, that stuff matters. But when I'm seeing a guy who's doing his job and helping us in a way where if you take Russ's production off the floor, we don't win that game yesterday. We don't win. So I can look at the numbers and go points per minute per 36 minutes. Yes, that stuff matters, sure. But if I take Russ's production off the table, we lose that game. So there's no way that I can say that Russ wasn't good for us.
Right. So we on the Clippers right now, right? We talking about the Clippers. Let's keep it Clippers, right? Can they win without my man? Can they win without Kawhi? Let's say Kawhi can't ball. I think he can. I think he's just revving up, getting ready. I think he's resting, icing his knees. You know what I mean? I think he's getting prepared. I think he's out there doing hot yoga. You know what I mean? Swimming, stretching, getting massages. I think he's just getting prepared for the playoffs. I know some people are doubtful about that, but Chilltown, let's say that you're right. Can they compete without Kawhi?
I think they can compete, but what he gives them is what they don't have, and that's that guy. What I mean when I say that guy, Paul George has already told us, Ox, that he's not a number one. He already told us that. So that mentality right there tells me that Paul George isn't equipped to do it. We've seen Russ at the lead guard spot. We've seen Russ at the lead guard spot lead a team, and Russ is only going to take you so far. Now he's been reduced to a rotation guy, which he's fantastic at. James Harden, on the other hand, James Harden has not been shooting the ball. I think in the month of March, he's shooting under 40% and barely 20% on the long ball. I don't like that going into the playoffs. The one guy who's actually been there, not only been there, Big Ox, but been there and done that. I said this to you months ago. This is the post that's holding up the tent. If this guy isn't available, this throws a monkey wrench in everything that we're trying to do. Everything that we're trying. And you came after me about Leonard. And my issue with Leonard to this day isn't his game. It's never been his game. I seen him when he's on top of his game. To be honest with you, Ox, it ain't that many that can see him when he's on top of his game. Money mid-range game. Finish with the best of them. Doesn't do a lot with the ball. You talk to me very specifically about ball. Kawhi Leonard is very much like Jimmy Butler in the sense where I'm better than all of you dudes at what I do. You don't see Kawhi Leonard throwing the ball behind his back. You don't see Kawhi Leonard throwing no-look passes. My game is very simple. I got a money mid-range game. I finish in transition. I'll throw the ball between my legs a couple of times to get to my spots. But ultimately, this is who I am. And I'm better than you at what I do than what you do. Very much like Jimmy Butler. And because of that, that's why they have a chance. If he's not available with everything that he does, in addition to him being the defender that he is, I think they could compete, but they don't have that championship pedigree. That's why I don't think that they can do it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's definitely fair. Chilltown, we was talking about something else before we started, though. Bronny James. We've been getting some different comparisons. What was it that you saw earlier?
So I saw a post not too long ago where some NBA executives see Bronny James as Pat Beverly and Davion Mitchell. Ox, I love that. If I'm a freshman in college and you telling me that I'm Pat Beverly or I'm Davion Mitchell, I'm working on my game. Number one, Pat Beverly been in the league 12 years. That's number one. Pat Beverly been in the league 12 years. That's 4 times. I'm sorry, that's 3 times what the average pro career is. The average pro career is only 4 years. Pat Beverly been in the league 12 years. Not only has he been in the league 12 years, he's been solid everywhere he's been. Everywhere he's been. He's been an all-league defender, and he's been a plus on every team he's been on. Davion Mitchell, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Davion Mitchell, freshman year at Auburn, just so you guys know, he averaged 4 points and 2 assists as a freshman at Auburn. If I would have told you when you saw Davion Mitchell at Auburn as a freshman, 2 years from now he's gonna be a lottery pick, you would have laughed at me. Davion Mitchell turned into a lottery pick. Not only did he turn into a lottery pick, his rookie season with Sacramento, he was fantastic. The problem is that they're overloaded in the backcourt.
Right. Sure, I think Davion went to Baylor.
Well, he went to Auburn first.
Auburn first and transferred.
Yeah, he went to Auburn first.
Okay. Auburn and transferred. Okay, got you.
He went to Auburn first and transferred to Baylor. But the problem in Sacramento is they overloaded in the backcourt. It ain't really no run for him there. It's not because he can't play, but it's just that there's no run for him. So it makes it look like he's a bust. No, there's plenty of guys who are on units early in their career, and they're still trying to find their niche. They're still trying to figure out where the place is for them. I think Davion Mitchell at his apex, I think he's an all-league defender. I think he could be a 12 to 15 a game, 5 assist guy. I think he can do that. And if that's what you guys think that I am with some work, I'll take that every day and twice on Sunday. The problem that we having with Bronny James, Ox, is the masses are looking at him through the eyes of what they see James as.
Exactly.
And let's kill that. Okay, let's kill that. I'm never going to be that good. No matter how hard I practice, no matter how hard I try, I'm never going to be that good. But for me to be a solid pro, it's very realistic. And it's realistic with some work. One of my good friends, his freshman year in college, he averaged 8 points and 7 assists. Ox, what if I told you that he ultimately finished his career with over 1,700 points and is the all-time assist leader in NCAA history? That's Bobby Hurley. That's Bobby Hurley. So it takes time for these guys to develop and turn into what they possibly can be if we just let them do that instead of looking at him going, he coming out of high school and he's an All-American coming out of high school, so he's got to go right to the pros and be what his father was. No, he does not. He does not have to do that. And not only does he not have to do that, you're going to rush him and you're going to screw him up. I got no problem with this kid staying in school, developing, and becoming a damn good player. And the fact that he put his name in the draft, I think that really helps, Ox. And it helps off the strength that he can go into NBA workouts. And instead of hearing his father, he can actually hear GMs. He can actually hear scouts tell him, Ox, go back to school. You need to work on your left hand jump hook. Ox, you need to work on your ball handling a little bit more. Ox, you need to get yourself in better shape. So now you got an idea going back to school what you got to work on. So when you get back to school and when you see me in another year or 2 years, I'm better prepared than I was as a freshman, and I'm not rushing myself. So for you to see Pat Beverly or Davion Mitchell, I love that. I have no problem with that whatsoever.
Right. So that's two things you just taught me to tell. See, this is what we're here for. We're here to learn. 2 things you taught me. First, I had no idea Davion went to Auburn. I thought Davion was a JUCO guy that ended up at Baylor. And so that's one thing. Second thing, I didn't know Bobby Hurley was the all-time leading assist man. I didn't know that. That's dope. That's dope. Yeah, I didn't know that. But to say though, a freshman coming into college, averaging 8 and 7, to me that's damn good basketball right there. I'm happy with that. I'm happy.
That's damn good basketball. And don't be swayed by a guy who, when he first comes in on a bad team, averaging 4 a game or something like that. That's going to turn into something else. Again, Davion Mitchell went from 4 to 9 to almost 15 a game.
National champion.
Right. So
we also forget, Showtime, we got to forget, before the season, Bronny James passed out at practice. People were scared that he lost his life. I mean, this was a rough year for this young man. Like, imagine being an 18-year-old going through that, not even sure if you're going to be able to play again. Right. And then, by the grace of God, able to get back on that court and do anything. He's already surpassed. You know what I'm saying? He's overcome one of the biggest adversities anybody could ever imagine. Imagine going into cardiac arrest at practice, passing out. You know what I mean? And coming back and playing that year, he's already accomplished so much. You know what I mean? So it's like if you don't get drafted, if you don't play anymore, I mean, this is a miracle. This is a miracle already.
You won, yo.
You know what I mean?
You won 100%. You won.
And so I want to ask you about that. I know how high you are on Davion.
Mm-hmm.
Could Bronny surpass that, or
if he could be better than that? Because again, Ox, you know how I feel about Davion. When y'all told me that you was drafting him and what he could possibly be, if he could, I think he's a better athlete than Davion. I do think that, and Davion Mitchell's a damn good athlete. I think he's a better athlete than Davion. He could be a better scorer than Davion. To surpass Davion Mitchell, if you could get more production from him, I would love that. I'm not sure that I'm not sure of what he's going to be, but to fit into that mold of Davion Mitchell, who's 25 years old, who's playing on a stacked guard team in Sacramento, so it looks a little bit different. But I know for a fact that he can play at that level, and I think that he just has to get in the right system. James may be a little bit better. I think he might be a little bit more advanced because of what he had at his age. I think he might be a little bit more advanced than Davion. He might not have that toughness just yet, but I think he got it in him. I think we just got to get it out of him. That's all it is, because Davion has that toughness in him. And I think that James, if he could continue to develop his game, I think he could surpass Davion Mitchell, or at least be something like that. Ox, I'll take that all day, every day, man.
And Bronny's bigger than these guys too. Bronny's bigger than Davion and Pat Bev, isn't he? I mean,
I think they're around the same size.
Is he? Okay.
I think they're around the same. Him and Davion. Davion's 6'2", and Bronny's 6'3", so they're around the same size. Pat Beverly's 6'1". So I love that comparison. To come into the league and just be, I'm a glue guy. I'm a lockdown defender. I'm going to give you 20, 25 minutes. I'm not going to hurt us. I'm going to be able to knock down an open shot from time to time. I can defend at a high level. If I could do that sort of stuff, man, please. And play 12 years, yo, his father will be sitting, not even his father, anybody, any general manager, he can look at his career and go, yo, I was awesome.
Awesome.
I was absolutely awesome.
Do you think Bron will really leave the Lakers to go play with Bronny?
No, I don't. And the reason why I don't think that, Ox, is because I think James is smart enough to recognize the I believe the word is not the coup, but he recognizes the okie doke. And I know what you guys are doing. And I know that you're using my kid to get to me. And I'm not going to sacrifice my boy for you guys. So when I'm gone, you washing your hands with him. I'm not going to do that. No, absolutely not. I don't think that he leaves the Lakers to go play with Bronny unless it's a situation that's conducive to not just James in Los Angeles, but also to his boy. Because he's not going to be part of a ploy. He's not going to be part of that. And I'm not going to sacrifice my son, knowing for a fact that the only reason why you got him on this crew is because you wanted to get me. It's not because you actually believe in this kid and think that he's going to be a player one day. It's because of me. And I don't want any part of that. And I'm not going to sacrifice my kid to do that neither.
Right. Teflon, I see you in the chat. You said Davion is not 6'2", chill. Well, look, Teflon, this isn't a show about criticism. This is a show about education. If he's not 6'2",
how big is
he is then?
Yeah, how big is he? Because I know he ain't bigger than 6'2".
Yeah, let's teach each other something.
Right. He ain't 6'5", 6'6". I can tell you that right now. He is not that big. No.
Right. Right.
Tell me.
Chill. So what about last night's games? We had some good games. Some games that had some very big implications as well. The Kings, we took an L. The Lakers took an L. The Warriors won. There's some more games too. What do you think about
Washington, Minnesota? Well, we can start with Washington and Minnesota. That game.
Okay.
These are games at this point of the season, Ox, where you have to win. And Minnesota got off to a slow start. 18 in the first quarter. 18 in the first quarter. Then they turned it on. Right? They turned it on and they got themselves back in the game. And in the process of them doing that, Anthony Edwards, who you know how I feel about Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards started getting downhill a little more, got a little bit more aggressive. Not only did he get more aggressive, Rudy Gobert got on the backboard. Ox, I can't put a price tag. You being a big man, you can appreciate this. I can't put a price tag on how important rebounding is. Rebounding is the last line of defense. If you don't rebound, it doesn't make a difference how long I stay in front of you. It doesn't make a difference how much I challenge your shot. If you don't rebound, none of that stuff matters. And the fact that Rudy was cleaning glass the way he did yesterday, keeping these guys at one possession, that was big for them, huge for them. So a guy like Anthony Edwards with that offense that they have in Minnesota, where, yes, he could be a bit inconsistent, but when he gets rolling, he knocks down shots. Jaden McDaniels, Mike Conley being one of the headiest point guards. And I thought they did a good job once they basically got Washington's best shot in that first quarter, because that's what it was. That was Washington's best shot they got in the first quarter, because Kuzma got rolling. Right? All of these dudes that Washington has, they're basically playing for contract. A lot of these guys are playing for either contracts on that team or auditioning for somebody else next season. And what these guys did was they're trying to show that they still belong in the NBA. Minnesota, on the other hand, we're playing for seedings. We're trying to stay at the top of the Western Conference. And at this juncture of the year, we can't lose to teams like Washington. That cannot happen. And I thought they did a good job of holding. I thought they did a good job of holding it for them. Anthony Edwards, if it takes 50, I'll do it. Yeah. If it takes 50, I'll do it, because we ain't losing to them, yo. Nah, we're not losing to them dudes. Not happening.
Shout out to him with the 50 piece in front of 50 Cent. That was fire.
That definitely was fire. No doubt about that. That Milwaukee game that we had this conversation a little bit earlier. I'm not one to reside to the ideology that none of these games matter, and Boston is just looking at Milwaukee like, you know, we're not really concerned with them, because yes, they are. This is a team that we're going to have to see come playoff time, and we have to be prepared for them. We got to be prepared for how Giannis plays. We got to be prepared for how Damian Lillard plays. How are we going to get these guys in switch action? How are we going to rebound the basketball against Bobby Portis? How are we going to slow these guys down when they go on runs? How are we going to run our offense against them and against that defense? What kind of schemes can we pick apart this defense with, right? What kind of schemes can we do that with? And I felt like they kind of settled for some shots that they would that they could have gotten better shots, like Jaylen Brown, for example. There was a lot of three-pointers that he shot last night where there could be a 2-dribble pull-up right at the elbow, a 2-dribble pull-up right at the mid-post where he can knock that down and get going. And you, Big Ox, you can appreciate this as a big man. If you don't have it going early, what do you just need to see? You just need to see the ball go in the hole one time. Once you see the ball go in the hole, whether it's off a rebound, whether it's off a tip, that can get you going.
A free throw,
something just to get you going. And I felt like Jaylen Brown, I felt like he settled for a lot of open shots where he could get something better. Even if he was wide open at the long ball line, maybe 2 dribbles, maybe 1 dribble, get me 18 feet and knock that down. Hauser got to be better also. I feel like Hauser missed a lot of open shots in transition in particular, which when you play against a team like Milwaukee and you speed the game up, you got to knock down open shots, because they got glass cleaners like Giannis. They got glass cleaners like Bobby Portis, who are going to come right back at you. So when you make open shots, you slow them down. That's a big part of slowing them down. So I think that game mattered yesterday a lot more than people give it credit for. I'm not one who resides to the fact that Boston is just so far away in the Eastern Conference that they're just toying with these guys. No, I'm not buying that.
Yeah. I mean, especially like the main guys that did play. I mean, I know KP and Al didn't play, but the main guys that did play, they played a lot of minutes. It's like they played like 17, 18 minutes. So I don't think they're necessarily pumping on the brakes or coming off the gas. But I do think there's the no in there, like nobody's catching us. You know what I'm saying? We don't really got much to prove. I think they definitely want to beat Milwaukee. Like, I don't think they're okay with losing to Milwaukee at all.
And on top of that, Ox, I don't think you want to back into the playoffs. I think you want to come into the playoffs rolling. You and I had this conversation about Embiid, who we're going to get to them. We're going to get to them in a second. When I'm coming into the playoffs, I want to be at my sharpest. The reason why I want to be at my sharpest, because this is the highest level of competition right here. We did all of this throughout the season to now get to this point. And I want to be at my sharpest. I don't want to be in the playoffs trying to figure it out. No, I want to be in the playoffs. I'm razor sharp and I'm ready to go. One of the things that I remember vividly about Shaq was, I remember, Ox, that things that used to be funny, like in December and January, they weren't as funny. His fuse was shorter. Like he wasn't as joking as he was. And as time went on, I initially it would bother me, but as time went on, I started to recognize, oh, it's the playoffs. I got it. I understand why he's doing it. The playoffs are here. Okay. Right. So I understand what's going on. Because you have to have that, you got to be in that mind frame where I'm razor sharp and I'm ready to go. And I'm not residing to the idea that we're giving away games, because I'm not feeling the idea of backing into the playoffs at all. No.
Definitely. I agree. So what about the Laker Warriors game? You did the one on playback, right?
Yeah, I did do that last night. Yes, sir.
Yeah. What'd you see? I saw where so I guess Coach Ham said that we stuck to our scheme, they made shots. Really Hachimura, I believe, said something along the lines of we were supposed to let their not let them shoot, but give them the shots and then knock them down. How do you feel about that type of game, that type of scheme? And
it actually worked, where they were giving Draymond wide open looks. They were giving Gary Payton open looks. They were giving Wiggins open looks. They were giving Pods open looks. That was the game plan. If we're going to lose, we're not going to lose with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson beating us. We're going to lose, or if they're going to play well, it's going to be Draymond. It's going to be Gary Payton. It's going to be Wiggins. It's going to be Pods. Well, Ox, that's exactly what happened. I mean, Draymond knocked down 5 straight threes. We're not prepared for that at all. Andrew Wiggins. I think he had 3 of them yesterday. I mean, not only did he hit 3 of them, I think Pods hit 2 or 3 of them. Gary Payton hit 2 wide open threes. So this is the way the Golden State Warriors play. But what you want is you want for it to be those guys, and we'll live with it. Now, don't get me wrong. The Golden State Warriors are a long ball shooting team. What I don't expect is them to shoot 60% plus on the long ball.
Right.
Not only do I not expect them to shoot 60% plus on the long ball, I don't expect them to crack 26 threes. I don't care who you playing, Ox. If you playing the 2017 Warriors, you playing the 96 Bulls, you playing the 72 Lakers. If you crack 26 threes, ain't nobody beating us.
You can't lose.
Nobody
hit 26 threes and lose that basketball.
No, ain't nobody beating us, no matter what we do. Add that to the fact that Anthony Davis is off the floor. Who is the difference in what they're doing? He's their paint presence. He's their rim protector. He's their glass cleaner. Not only that, he's also a guy that they can get buckets from. And when you take that off the floor, you hamper them. That game changed yesterday. Last night, it was at the 3.5-minute mark, Ox. At the 3.5-minute mark, it's a 2-possession game. James comes off the floor. So you got Hayes, Taurean Prince, Rui, D'Angelo Russell, and Reeves. That's your 5. The deficit goes from 6 to 17 in 2 minutes. That quick. James can't come out the game at that point. He can't. James cannot come out the game at that point at 3 minutes off the strength that we're holding on. But Darvingham has this rotation that he sticks to, which he doesn't recognize a lot of times during the game, how the game is. So when we're 2 possessions down, James can't come out the game, even though James will play, he'll start the game, and then he'll come out. James will start the game, and then he'll come out with 5 minutes in the first quarter. He won't start the second. He'll come in with 8 minutes left or 9 minutes left in the second, and he'll play till 2 minutes and then come back, or 3 minutes, and then come back in and close the quarter. He'll start the third quarter and play till probably 3 minutes, and then he'll sit the beginning of the fourth and come back in for the stretch. No matter what. Now, that ideology doesn't work, and the reason why it doesn't work is because the game changes. There's different stretches of the game where we need him on the floor, and when the Golden State Warriors go on runs, James needs to be on the floor. At that particular point, when he came off the floor at 3.5 minutes, they were closing the gap on a run that the Warriors had made. They had closed the gap to 6 points. So James can't come off the floor for them 3.5 minutes because that throws a monkey wrench in what we're trying to do. So now going into the fourth, we're down 17, Ox.
That's Two things about that. First, it's like if LeBron can't rest at this age, the Lakers can't go deep into the playoffs. If Bron's not able to rest, the Lakers are not going to be able to go too deep in the playoff. Maybe get through the first round depending on matchup, but they can't win like that. Second, I always try to defend NBA coaches just because you have to know something to be there. You know what I'm saying? You have to know something to be there. From the best NBA coach to the worst NBA coach, you have to know something to be there. But that's just so high school, middle school, just sticking to certain rotations. It's like you know those coaches that have that sub units, like 5 in, 5 out, no matter what. It's like this 5 here, this 5. That drives me crazy.
Right.
Like that just drives me crazy.
Because it's situational basketball, and not every situation is the same. Right. So I'm not gonna sub my whole 5 out because this is what we do at 5 minutes. This is what we do at 12 minutes. Even though we in a dogfight and we can't afford to have all 5 of these dudes off the floor. My big man is doing work on the block. My point guard is distributing with the best of them. But because we got this rotation situation or this rotation routine, we're gonna go with these guys. No, we can't do that.
That's crazy. My sister was on an AAU team like that. I believe it was her freshman year or something. We went to one tournament. It was down like in San Francisco or something, and her coach did that. That was the last tournament she played. My pops took her off that team. Like, no, we're not doing this. No, no.
I don't know what y'all doing over
there. Yeah, we can't go for this. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna hang in there with Coach Ham. We'll see what happens this playoff run. But things like that, and AD has to be healthy, first of all. Like he has to be able to play.
So am I tripping when I said that he could possibly look into playing with some goggles? Am I tripping when I say that?
No, I mean if that's what he needs, like a mask, goggles, whatever, just to protect. If you mean like for preventative,
that's what I'm thinking.
I don't see anything wrong with that. Like,
as
long as he can play with it, I don't see no reason why not.
Because some people, they looked at it as, aesthetically, it doesn't look good. Cosmetically, it's weird looking. And that's what I'm thinking. So I'm like, Jabbar played with goggles. Lajuan played with goggles. James Worthy played with goggles. Horace Grant played with goggles, right? So, like, what's the big deal if the dude got goggles? If it means him staying on the floor when he gets hit in the face or possibly poked in the eye, if it means him staying on the floor because he got those goggles on, why not?
Speaking of getting in the face, we're talking about the Warriors and Lakers. Speaking of getting in the face, I saw another post where Draymond Green was happening to feel a certain way about getting hit. He said, I get hit in the face every game, all the time. No calls, nothing. They're not protecting me at all. But if I accidentally touch somebody in their face, they throw me under the jail. How do you feel about that statement? Is that a true statement? Do you see Draymond getting beat up and not getting calls? Or what? What do you think? What do you think the reason is for this?
Well. First of all, Ox, your criminal history will determine your sentence. How about that?
Facts, right? So, you got priors, Draymond.
Yeah. We'll start there. Number 2, Austin Reeves went down the gut yesterday, bowled him in the face. Yes, he did do that, and they missed it. And Draymond didn't appreciate that. But Austin Reeves doesn't have that kind of track record, so we're not putting felony charges on Austin Reeves because he ain't never been in my courtroom before. We ain't never had no problem with him. You, on the other hand, Draymond, you have a history. I've seen you in here 2-3 times. By the way, because of you, it ain't like we picking on you. It's not like we starting with you or we're just being unfair to you. No, you're the one who created this. This is you. So because you created this is what it has to be. Now, don't get me wrong. You are going to get the whistle because he did get the whistle last night a couple of times, but they're going to miss some things off the strength, and they're going to deal with guys a little bit differently than they deal with you because of your criminal history. That's what it is.
And I mean, with that being said, though, even in the American justice system, we can't just let you get railroaded. If even bad guys have rights. So I mean, if Draymond is getting hit in the face, he deserves his calls.
100%.
Regardless.
100%.
See, I didn't see the game when Austin hit Draymond. Did it look like intentional?
It was inadvertent. Austin Reeves was coming down the lane and he's going up for a layup. In the process of him going up for a layup, he inadvertently swung his arm, like when you go into the basket and you do this, and he hit Draymond in the face. It was by mistake. He didn't like go to the hole like this and bow Draymond. No, he didn't do that. No,
okay.
It was He was going to the hole and his arm went out and he inadvertently hit Draymond in the face. Draymond didn't appreciate that. Steph has to get in front of Draymond because Draymond gonna ultimately get himself tossed again, and we need you on the floor, brher. No, we cannot.
So Steph stopped him from going at the ref or going at Austin or what?
Steph, it's not Austin, because Austin actually apologized to him. Steph stepped in front of Draymond with the ref, like, yo, no, we're not doing this. Absolutely not. We're not doing this. We are not doing this. No way, because we need you. No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, right on. Well, Philly was the other game. What did you see in that game?
I didn't watch much of the Philly game, but I saw some of it. Right, I saw some of it, and I don't think Joel Embiid is there yet. He ain't there yet, Ox. Right, he's not there yet. And I said this to you earlier today when I would feel so much better about him if we had another month. If we had
another month, maybe. What about another week?
How about 2 weeks, Ox? If you can give me 2 more weeks, okay. If you gave me 2 more weeks, I would feel so much better about this than I basically got 2 weeks. The playoffs start next Saturday, not this Saturday coming. They start next Saturday. So if you gave me 2 more weeks in addition to the 2 weeks that I had, that's a whole month. I'd feel so much better going into the playoffs than I do with what I'm dealing with. Because watching him yesterday in the little bit that I did watch, Big Ox, he still gets to the spots that he needs to get to. He doesn't play above the rim like he did 2 months ago. He ain't throwing it over the top of guys. He's not rebounding like he was, even though he can still rebound. Because you had brought this up to me. Chill. Because I was real critical of him coming back at the time he was coming back. Chill. What you think? He forgot to play basketball? You think he forgot how to play? Well, obviously he has not forgotten how to play. He still does it. He still does a lot of the stuff that he knows how to do. He can still knock down the mid-range. But what I see from him more than anything is when he gets tired, he starts making mistakes. That's the thing that I'm worried about in the playoffs, which is why I'm thinking, damn, Ox, if you could have gave me maybe 2 more weeks, I would feel much better because my conditioning would be better. In addition to my conditioning being better, I could get my rhythm back, and I get beat up a little bit more. So I'd be more in tune with the game as opposed to, man, I got to get right to it. And I'm really not prepared to get right to it. It might look like it because I can still score effortlessly, but when the game slows down and guys are there's action off the ball and guys are beating up on you, and then they speed the game up, well, I'm not going to look like I looked 2 months ago. Plus, mentally, I'm not there neither. So, damn, Ox, I wish I had a couple more weeks because I feel like I feel much better about him if I had 2 more weeks.
And I also, I from the beginning, I was advocating for Joel coming back, but I do also hope that they're not revving it up too fast, though. You know,
well, what choice do we have, Ox?
Well, I mean, you got to play him to get him back in shape, but like you said, they don't got that extra time, so maybe they're pushing it a little bit. I just hope that that's not the case. Like, I hope he doesn't, tweak it again. You know what I mean? Just trying to rev it up a little too fast. But like you said, what choice do they got? If he's gonna play, you got to get him ready, right? I mean,
he played 36 minutes last night, Ox. We gotta we gotta accelerate this process now. Like I said, if I had another 2 weeks to a month, I'd feel a lot better because then I can work him in a little bit more, right? I can play him and then maybe sit him a night. I could play him, right? I could play him, then maybe sit him a night. I could play him and then play him less. And I can work him in at a better pace as opposed to, like, I got a lot of catching up to do. Now, I don't have catching up to do in a couple of months. I got to catch up. Like I just said, Big Ox, the playoffs start next Sunday.
Right.
Next Saturday, I mean. Playoffs are next Saturday. So, damn, I don't have a lot of time.
Is that first round or is that play-in?
The play-in starts next Tuesday.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, Tuesday is when the play-in starts. Mm-hmm. And the playoffs start that Saturday.
It's right around the corner, y'all, man. Let's get excited. In the meantime, before the playoffs get here, man, y'all go ahead and click on that or scan that QR code. I'm sorry, scan that QR code. Get you some PC merch, man. You can rock your PC merch while you're watching the playoffs, watching your favorite team. You know what I'm saying? Check that out. Also, I'll see y'all down there in the lobby. I'm definitely gonna get to y'all here in a couple seconds. So I'll give me some time. So Was there any other games that you might have saw?
The Lakers game, I was in on that. I didn't catch that Sacramento Oklahoma City game. I would have liked to have seen that. And the reason why I would have liked to have seen that because I really want to see where Sacramento is at this point going into the season. Those are the games that I particularly paid attention to, and then I did poke my head at the end in that Utah-Denver game. And Jamal Murray's back in the lineup, which I think is good. With Jamal Murray being back in the lineup, they look like they're starting to fire on all cylinders. These last 2 weeks, if you could keep Jamal Murray healthy, because I don't subscribe to the ideology that guys just come back in the lineup and we start rolling again after being gone for a long time. Like, we got to get these guys back acclimated. Jamal Murray isn't coming off an injury like Joel Embiid, right? He's not coming off an injury like Giannis, who we're going to talk about in a little bit, but he's not coming off that kind of injury. So we can work him back in the lineup. Plus, we do have guys that can supplement what he does for a little while. Don't get me wrong, Ox. We can't replace him, but we got some guys who can, let's say, hold up the tent for a little while. That's what we do have. We got some. I'll cover your shift for about an hour or two. I can do that.
Right.
Until you get. I can't work your whole shift because I ain't that good. But I can cover you for a couple of hours.
I can hold you down for a bit.
Yeah, and we got some guys who can do that.
Right. So chill. Let's get straight into that. Let's get straight into it. So let's talk about. Okay, we got Jamal, Giannis, Joel. Let's put Kawhi and Cat in there too.
Yeah.
So that's the Nuggets, the Bucks, the Sixers, the Clippers, and the Wolves.
Yep.
Of these teams that are, playoff teams that got these injuries. Kings too. The Kings too. We'll talk about the Kings too with Kevin and Malik. And then let's talk about the Lakers with Anthony Davis as well. Let's throw them all in there. 7 teams that I can think of right now. I hope I'm not missing anybody. Who is in the most danger?
Well, I seen Giannis come back from a hyperextended knee in a week.
The Pels too for BI, right?
Yeah, the Pels for Brandon Ingram. But I seen Giannis come back from a hyperextended knee in a week. Right. That looked like a season-ending injury. So,
oh wow, that looked terrible.
I thought he was done for the playoffs. To be honest with you, I thought he was finished, and he came back in a week. I'm not even entertaining putting him back on the floor for the rest of the regular season. I'm not entertaining it until he tells me that he feels good. He's not touching the floor. Nope, He is not touching the floor. And this Milwaukee team at this juncture of the season, how much they rely on Giannis, again, Ox, like what Joel Embiid was for Philly, I'm taking a 31, 11, and 6 guy out of our lineup, who also is probably our best defensive player. I'm taking him out of our lineup. And I'm taking him out of our lineup at this juncture of the season. That's going to be huge for Milwaukee. We can't survive without him. We can't supplement that because we're already a bad defensive team anyway. As good as we are offensively, we're not very good defensively. And Giannis cleans glass. Giannis does as well as anybody as a recovery defender. With all of this being said, with him being out of the lineup, even though I think they fools go anyway, but with him being out of the lineup, this shines an even bigger light on everything else that they do wrong. Everything. So him and Leonard are the 2 guys that I'm thinking about the most. Even though Anthony Davis is huge for what the Lakers are doing. Last night, James had to play a lot more. And not so much that he had to play a lot more, Ox, more than he had to do a lot more. There's one thing for me to be on the floor, and there's something else for me to be on the floor and have to do more. So Anthony Davis on the floor, well, I don't have to score as much. I don't have to play make as much. I don't got to rebound as much. I don't have to defend like that. There's so much more that I have to do when he's off the floor as opposed to on the floor. So Kawhi Leonard, he gives them that element that they don't have. And we've had that all season. Now we're getting close to the playoffs and he's still not ready. So that means that James Harden's got to do more. It means Paul George has to do more. That means Russ has to do more, which I don't like. I like Russ in his role, and I like Russ where he is. So now these guys got to do more. Your boys with the Sacramento Kings. Of all of these teams, I think the Milwaukee Bucks have the most to lose because they're the ones with the biggest holes. They're the ones with the issues that are the most glaring. And the fact that Giannis is now off the floor, those issues get even brighter.
More than Philly? Like I know Joel is back.
Yeah.
But which team would be better? Let's say he doesn't hurt it again. But let's say his knee swells up, we get some major inflammation or something, and he has to sit out. Which team is better? Is Philly better without Joel, or is Milwaukee better without Giannis? I mean, Milwaukee still got Dame.
Yes, they do still have Dame, 100%, Ox, but I'll take 70% of Joel Embiid than 0% of Giannis. I'll do that every day and twice on Sunday because what Joel Embiid does, to your point, Chilltown, it's not like Joel Embiid just forgot how to play basketball. He might not be in the best of shape, right? He might not have that lift. But the fact that he out there gives us a chance. No Giannis on the floor, we don't have a chance because we got to switch up everything that we do now. That pick and pop game, that pick and dive game, him being our rebounder, taking the ball off the glass, Bobby Portis running the floor, Malik Beasley now getting wide open looks. A lot of that stuff changes now with Giannis off the floor. With Joel Embiid on the floor at 70%, we still get a lot of open looks. We still get him involved. We still get a lot of things that we wouldn't get if he was off the floor. So I'll take 75% of Joel Embiid over. I'll take 75% of Joel Embiid over 0% of Giannis every day and twice on Sunday.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's that with them. Let's get to the lobby now. Let's see what we got. We have Cowboy been back here for a minute. What's up, Cowboy? What's going on?
Afternoon, guys. How y'all doing?
What up?
Man, I just came on here. When I heard Hurley, I was like, you brought me back to high school, man. The guy who trained me in basketball because I was my friend, he loved the basketball, and we would go out and practice. He always wore his Hurley jersey, and I was like, I thought you liked Grant Hill. He was like, nah, Hurley was a GOAT if he didn't get in that motorcycle accident. But good memory. I wanted to come on here.
It wasn't a motorcycle.
I'm a car accident. My fault. Yeah, I'm old. So I really came on here because two reasons. I want to talk about Brunson and Boston. One reason about Brunson, this guy, I didn't even see this. Water they have in freaking Dallas, we need to find it for the guards and keep it in New York because that guy is doing so good.
So I don't know what Brunson did, but this dude right here on my right, he is on the hook.
Yeah.
He is sold. This dude
is complete 180 on Jalen Brunson.
And it's crazy. I was on his side. Like, I'm like, this is our guy. This is our next Melo. I'm looking like he might even be up there with Ewing. And I think Ewing is the godfather because Ewing is the one guy that's always been up there for the Knicks. And I think Brunson next year, if he gets into the ECF, man, with what we've been through, I think it's good for us. And the problem I think everyone talking about MVP with him is it's all recency bias. To me, I think that we need to just sit back and enjoy Brunson because next year what he does is going to actually prove who he is because he keeps going up, and I don't even know what his ceiling is. But to Boston, that guy you guys had on this earlier in the show, talking about Tatum's the greatest. This is the reason why I don't talk about Tatum. I'm so sorry. See, Chill, you would have more supporters like me talking positivity. I'm on a clip saying I hate Tatum and I'm defending him. But you see why I don't, right? This is why. Y'all call us crazy. Y'all call us
jumping. I'm not jumping off that cliff. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing. You heard what he was saying. No, I wasn't jumping off that cliff. I was like,
but
no.
That's how it is in Boston. So for me, I think the Knicks need to go ahead, beat Boston the next game. And also, I really think that with Brunson, how he's stepping up when Randall comes back, y'all are done. The league is going to change because every game we lost was by 16. And we lost those games with 3 of our main guys out. Man, if they keep this going, we're good. But like I said, everybody keep your heads up, faith up. We're good to go. Go New York, go New York, go. I'll see y'all later, man.
Later, big guy. Yo,
right,
later, Cowboy. Absolutely. Damn, Ox, I really wish that that Julius Randle could have been healthy, man. I do.
Yeah.
Because I think that we was looking at a different Knick team. And I'm surprised how much he got you on the hook. Because earlier in the season, you definitely had subscribed to Becky Hammond's logic that you can't win with that. You cannot win with that.
And with that being said, I still kind of feel where she was coming from. It's more so the team construction that they had at first without OG, without showing up the bench with Bojan and Alec Burke, I was still kind of like, even as good as he was, I'm still like, I don't know if you can carry that team. But two things happened. They made those trades, and Jalen really showed who he really is. Like, so it's not just the trades. Like, I don't want to take anything away from what I was already saying about Jalen Brunson. Those trades really swayed me, but Jalen himself really showed me something. He showed me another, because remember, we saw this in Dallas, though. We saw a glimpse of this at Dallas when Luka was out in those playoffs. He carried that squad without Luka.
Yeah, he did do that.
Jalen is a dog. Jalen is a
I won't argue that. I won't argue that, Ox. I will not.
And you gotta let him off his leash when you go places and you get that sign, no dogs off the leash allowed. They're talking about Jalen Brunson. Don't let him off that leash around these people, these other dogs, these women and children. Don't let him off that leash.
He will bite you.
And they're gonna let him off his leash, and it's scary. I'm hopping fences. Like, no, I'm out of here.
I don't want to be around this dude. No, I'm good.
When I saw Jalen Brunson in Sacramento, hit Keon Ellis with the hey, look over there, and then I was just like, this is
my issue with him earlier in these. I felt like Julius Randle. You got a bigger guy whose game should translate in the postseason. He was a bull in the china shop. He can bully, get down the lane with the best of them. He could knock down the mid-range. He was one of the best transition players. I liked everything about Julius Randle, and I liked the fact that I liked the fact that how they were, the direction that they were going. Sure, Julius Randle had to get better in the playoffs. And I felt like he was the difference. But I looked at Jalen Brunson, and I thought to myself, yo, this dude doesn't pass enough for me. Right. He doesn't make the reads that I think are necessary in order for them to be productive. But then he started doing that more this year. And that was largely due to the schemes that they were running, where they would get Jalen Brunson in pick and roll action, where they would get DiVincenzo coming off a screen or a double screen action, and he would hit him. He would see now Hartenstein, who was running the floor, who, by the way, I just found out something really interesting, and I knew it, Ox. I thought I was going crazy, but I knew it. I just found out that Hartenstein's father is black. I knew he was one of us. I knew it. I saw that dude. I was like, he is one of us, yo. I said, he is one. I don't know where, but somebody in the family tree that he is one of us, yo. I'm telling you. I saw a picture of his eye. I knew it. I knew that dude was one of us. But anyway, him running the floor, right? Him running the floor, Jalen Brunson seeing him more and hitting him in transition, not just hitting him in transition, getting OG more involved in the game. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, I like which way this is going. I do. I like which way this is going. And the fact that his confidence is through the roof. Ox, this dude look at Damian Lillard. This dude is lunch. He looking at any of these dudes that's in front of him. He looking at De'Aaron Fox, who I'm big on De'Aaron Fox. He looking at De'Aaron Fox like, he can't stay in front of me. Absolutely not. He looking at any of these dudes.
Let's get some things on the record right now, because this is a place for the truth tellers.
Yep.
Let's get some things on record right now. Take everything I said back. Jalen Brunson is the best player on that team. It's not Julius Randle. It is Jalen Brunson. I wasn't even sure if Jalen Brunson was a top 10 point guard. Jalen Brunson is top 4. I'm in the ranking. It's Jalen Brunson, then De'Aaron Fox.
I might have to subscribe to that.
I'm putting these things on record right now, letting people know how I feel. Yeah. I love De'Aaron Fox, but give me Jalen Brunson.
I might have to subscribe to that. I for real, to be honest with you. And you know, I'm a big Julius Randle fan, but I might have to subscribe to the fact that this might be the best player on our team. And I don't have to be stubborn about it, not agreeing with it because I don't know. I look at Jalen Brunson and I look at what he's doing for this Knicks team. I look at how important he is. And I'm thinking to myself, he might be the best player on this team. And you put something on my mind a while ago. And the more I think about it, the better it actually sounds, where, you know, I got a 24-10 guy on my crew. Well, 24-10, if that's reduced to 19-11 and more efficient, how much better we could be with this dude?
Yeah.
With this guy? man, I like what I'm seeing. I think next year Julius Randle role changes. One or two things are going to happen.
Next year they might need to start considering a trade.
That's what I was thinking, Ox. One or two things has to happen. Either his role changes where he accepts being more efficient as an 18, 19 a game in 10 guy, or we got to move on from him.
Because I'm not sure if he's willing to take that role. That's where my mind is. Maybe they might have to. And this isn't a knock on Julius Randle. I'm still a big Julius Randle fan. I'm just thinking about for the sake of the team. Maybe you go with a guy that's less of a scoring threat, more of a defender. More of a rebounder. Somebody that's going to run the floor, and I don't think that's a bad move. Now they might not think so, but I don't know. I'm just a huge fan of Jalen Brunson right now, and I was already a fan of Jalen Brunson at Villanova. I liked him at Villanova. And I even liked him in Dallas, but I didn't know I liked him this much.
Yeah, my issue with him was he didn't pass. That changed this year. He got off the peel a lot more. So I'm definitely more on board than what I was before. Definitely.
Right. Okay, in the lobby we got that guy Flo. Let's see what's up with. What's up, man?
What up? Yo.
What's happening?
I think he's freezing.
What's up, brother?
Can y'all hear me?
Yep, you hot.
Oh, no. How y'all doing? Okay.
Good, brother. What's going on?
I was just going to say, man, Jalen Brunson, man, I'm going to tell y'all one thing that the world really don't want to hear if they like Jalen Brunson. He's going to be great forever for what he do. Mm-hmm. But he ain't going to win a championship being the best player on his team. And so you have to consider getting a star bigger than him to come and win a chip with. He's
Let me ask you this.
Small. Once he gets down to playoff defense teams, it's a wrap.
Let me ask you this. What if we, like this Knicks team is built, what if we put this together where it's a bunch of Tibbs guys, bunch of dirty work guys, bunch of defensive guys, a bunch of hard-nosed guys, and a bunch of 15 to 18 a game guys, plus Brunson, and our mantra is just going to be, we slowing teams down. And then when we get late in games, Brunson is going to take us home. Is that realistic to think that the Knicks can build something like that and win with that? And he can be the exception.
As long as they got a couple guys 6'8" that can defend the perimeter and make the three on the other end.
Yeah. So a bunch of D and 3 guys.
Absolutely. It reminds me of the 2016-2017 Celtics with Isaiah Thomas. He was all world that year. They had similar records. They were 53-29, I think, that year. And Isaiah averaged like 28, you know what I mean? But they had a ceiling, and you knew it was coming.
Well, Isaiah
he got hurt.
I think this is a little bit different
than
Isaiah
get hurt.
Thomas.
You're right.
Not necessarily the injury thing. I think Jalen Brunson could be an A player. I never felt like Isaiah Thomas was an A player. I thought he was a B player who had an A year. And when looking at his game, I never really felt like when we got into the postseason that it could translate that much, especially being on the champ. Like, we ain't winning with a dude that's 5'9", 5'10". That's not happening. We ain't winning with him like that. Right. And I felt like he was an A player, a B player who had an A year. I think Jalen Brunson at 25, 26 years old, with no injury history, I actually think he could be an A player if we built the right unit around him.
I guess you're probably right about that. I mean, he looks a lot more durable than Isaiah.
Right.
And he's definitely he won a college chip, so we know that he's a winner. It's just so hard in this league, man, to see a guy his size be the guy on the squad that wins the chip. Right. I think I spoke with you before about this, but we saw Steph Curry do it, and we saw Isaiah Thomas, the first one, do it.
Yeah.
I don't know how many other small guys can be the best player on the team, especially in this long athletic league today,
right?
And win the championship.
That's going to be hard.
That's going to be tough. You're going to have to put that roster together perfectly.
Yeah, that's going to be hard to do. I agree with that.
Yep. And I'm with you. I'm sorry about your man Fox, but Brunson has passed him, man, as being a better player. I agree with you, man.
Whoa, ho. Hang on. Hold on now. There's a difference between playing better and being better.
No,
let's chill out on that. I ain't there yet. Yeah, I ain't there yet. No, I'm not there yet.
Well, consistency is there from Brunson. He hadn't slowed down. He hadn't retracted his game in. He hadn't done nothing but got better each year, and it looks like he's going to be even better next year. You know what I mean? Fox, I'm afraid. I'm not sure about this, but I'm afraid we've seen a peak from Fox.
If you think that's it? Like you ain't getting no more? You think that's it from Fox?
I mean, what he's giving is pretty damn good. 24, 25, 5 and 6, stuff like that. That's good. I mean, there you go.
27, 5 and 5 is a hell of a stat line.
It is a good stat line, but are we seeing the wins to go with that stat line? You feel me? Like if he's got to give up 27, then they ain't gonna win as much.
I need De'Aaron's decision making at the end of the game to get better. That's where it is for me. If he can climb that mental hurdle, get better with decision making, and make his free throws down the stretch, then everything else I have no other criticisms for De'Aaron Fox besides that.
Which can happen, Ox. Which he can get better at. They only 26, so he can get better at that. No doubt about that. So, all right, brother, good to talk to you. You know where to find us, pretty much. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
Absolutely.
What's up?
I'm not on that train yet, Ox. I ain't saying that Brunson is not awesome, because he is, but hang on.
Yeah, and that's so I ain't want to go too far. I'm saying as of today, as of what I've seen up to this season, I'm gonna have to reorder that ranking. But De'Aaron Fox is who he is. Next year it can go right back to how I had it, So
literally right back to that.
Right back. I just need De'Aaron to make his free throws down the stretch, and just make better decisions. That's all. That's all. Let's stay in the lobby for a second. We got context in here. I know he's. Oh man. Oh man, that 50 piece last night. We're gonna have. Let's get to it. Come on. What up, Tex?
Yeah. Let's hold on. My fault, y'all. Give me that chain. 50 burger.
Always.
Come on, hold that real quick.
It's all for you. Not some of it, not some of it or most of it. It's all for you. This is all
50
yours.
Burger, 50 burger. And then what makes it worse, Ox, you sit down. You let SGA come down and walk y'all down, and now you're crashing out and saying, "Oh, Brunson's better than Fox." Brunson, the irony. How I run chat.
I'm not crashing. I'm just keeping it hoop.
Nasty work. But salute to Jalen Brunson. He's been hooping for sure. So just I want to get on because I know that Cat is supposed to be coming back. I want to make a comment about the Joel Embiid thing.
Before we get to Joel Embiid, can we get Hauser off the floor context? Get Hauser. Get Hauser.
True. We saw it in real time. Unbelievable. Get Hauser off the floor. What is happening right now? And then what makes it worse? No. Get the whole Lakers off the floor. You listen, this Darvin Ham, this is what your emoji should be, bro. What are you selling? Are you selling drugs out of your pocket full of stones? Are you pimps? What's happening? Anyways, all right, let me focus.
Actually, back to Joel Embiid. Back to Joel
Embiid. So the thing about with Joel Embiid, chill, I understand from a health aspect, I completely agree, right? But the best way, in my opinion, I'm not mad at the move. Now, if he's at 95% healthy, perfect. If he's under 95%, I would have never even trucked him out there, to be honest with you. If it was on his own accord and decide to play, I think the best way to condition yourself, Chill, is to lock in and play. You know what I mean?
The only way I'm gonna get in shape. That's the only way.
I gotta see, and to be fair, he's looked great. Besides being gassed, and like you said, is the little mental fatigue things that you got to clean up. But why not throw yourself in the fire to clean those things up? You know what I mean? Right. So if the only thing I'm worried about is when the physicality, because the refs are not going to call those ticky-tack fouls. They're going to press up on that. They're going to test that knee, especially if he goes against Boston. They're going to test that knee. Milwaukee, they're going to test that knee and see how that works. So I'm a little bit shaky on that. And then I think if, let's say, for example, if they go against a team that speeds up the pace, that's when I think the condition
Indiana, like Indiana.
Speaking of which, it looks like Halliburton is back back to regular schedule programming.
Hallie Stockton, is that who you talking about?
Listen. You know what
Hallie
the floor
Nash.
is at, Halliburton.
Hallie Nash.
You know where the floor is at. And you hold on, Ox. Chill said something that Stockton's gonna look at Halliburton and said, "I'll take your lunch." What you think Halliburton's gonna say? I'm gonna take your lunch right back. 40 ball on Stockton head. But that's neither here or there. So the eye drawing thing, we watched the game together, the Warriors and the Lakers, but we missed that debacle that happened with Phoenix and the Clippers. Jesus Christ. Now, to be fair, I'm gonna say this. I think that's what the issue when they talk about jump shooting team, and Charles Barkley said you can't win with a jump shooting team. I think he's specifically talking about Phoenix because this is make or break. When the jump shot is clicking and everybody's working together and the ball is moving and it's working at a good pace, they look unbeatable, right? Everybody's flowing. But when you guys aren't making your shots, but you guys are still, I'm gonna go. And don't get me wrong, the midi is great, but sometimes I feel like they get stuck in their own way of playing basketball. And that's why
you need a lead guard for that reason right there. That's why you need a lead guard for that reason right there, where you could get Devin Booker a better shot, so you could get Bradley Beal a better shot, so you could get KD something in transition. Me and Ox just had this conversation. As a scorer, what is the one thing that you need? I just need to see the ball go in once or twice. Yeah. Once I see the ball go in once or twice, whether it's a free throw, whether it's a layup, not even the long ball, whether it's something, I see the ball go in. Now my mentality is, okay, I'm back with it. Well, if I can get a lead guard that can get me something good and get me into a rhythm, as opposed to me having to do it myself and then me having to do it for KD, me having to do it
I
for
don't
Beal.
believe in rhythm. No, chill. Your partner in crime and my partner in crime sometimes, he said, you are a professional NBA basketball player. You come in with rhythm. Now, I'm going to say this, though. To be fair, I
stand on that, Tex.
To each his own. I agree to a certain extent, but I think, and this is probably the evolution of basketball in general, right? How the play style plays, right? We've watched the era, and you guys are from the era where, like you said, anything can kind of get you into a rhythm. Driving to the lane, getting fouled, shooting the free throw, that's going to get me into a rhythm. We're in the age where a lot of kids are developing skill sets and not really hooping like that. So their way of getting into rhythm is getting more shots. Back in the day, you say, I'm going to go to the free throw line. I'm going to get it on the stripe. No. I'm going to shoot until it clicks. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's not going to work. But that's the name of the game. Look at your man, Joe Mozzarella. He decides, hey, more threes. You said it, JB. You could have got in. You could have got in that 1-2 dribble pull up. No. Sidestep three. Jason Tatum, you made a great shot of Middleton, but sometimes you fall in love with that three ball, and that's not basketball. AAU ball, memo. AAU basketball is not real basketball. There's multiple
Jason
ways
Tatum
to
running
win
down
a game. You don't have to
Jason
keep shooting and live and die by the three, y'all.
Jason Tatum running down the gut and throwing it. Jason Tatum running down the gut and throwing it on Brook Lopez last night. I really dug that, but I'm thinking to myself, if he could do that more, because I don't see a lot of posters with Jason Tatum. Like, I don't see him throwing it on guys more, which I should see that. Yo, he's not 6'6", 6'7". This dude's 6'9". So with him being as tall as he is, he should be finishing around the rim like that more.
And we do got to keep it moving on, Tex. We only got 20 minutes.
And I'll get up out of here. I just want to ask, Chill, because you've watched enough of SGA this year, if Tatum's play style was closer to SGA's play style, do you think he would be a better player? And I'll leave you at that. Yo, it's been a pleasure. NSB.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Friday. Salute, fella. Salute.
Yes, sir.
All right, Tex. Yes, sir.
I don't know. I feel like a guy who plays his game, I don't think SGA's game is conducive to Jason Tatum's game. I'm on record with this with you, Big Ox, when I said Jason Tatum reminds me of a less athletic version of Tracy McGrady. That's who he looks like to me when I watch him. Like, if he was a better athlete, that's who he probably would be, right? But I don't think that his play style is conducive to SGA. I mean, he gets downhill, he plays in the mid range, but I feel like his game is tailored more toward like guys. I think he put his game more tailored to like guys like Kobe Bryant, which I'm on record saying, let's please dead that logic. He is not Kobe Bryant. He doesn't think he's Kobe Bryant. He can't think that. And there's nobody who actually watches basketball and understands the game that thinks he's Kobe Bryant. No, he's not. Mm-mm.
Right. Chill. Before we move on to the next person in the lobby, my bad. It's a monsoon out here right now. It was just bright and that was crazy out here. Before we move on, I do want to bring up the title, Chill, and we spoke on this before. On the panel, we've had this conversation a couple times, but being that it's going to be playoffs here in a week. The 1 through 16 bracket seeding. I know you're against it, Chill, but I just don't you think it will be better for the game?
Ox, I've always been diplomatic. Show it to me. Let's give it a shot. If it doesn't work, we got to go back to what we were doing. I've subscribed to the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference means something. What I mean when I say that is we've had rivalries in the Eastern Conference with the Heat and the Celtics, with the Indiana Pacers and the Knicks, with the Knicks and the Heat. We've had the Celtics and the Knicks. The Bulls we've had rivalries in the Eastern Conference. We've had rivalries in the Western Conference, the Kings and the Lakers, Golden State and Oklahoma City. We've had these rivalries matter to the league. So when you take that away and now you're putting just 16 teams, I think you're taking away the aspect of rivalries and what it means to be in a 7-game series against Oklahoma City, what it means for Minnesota to be in a 7-game series against the Lakers, what Phoenix and Golden State look like in a playoff series, what Dallas and Phoenix look like. The Western Conference, winning the Western Conference, winning the Eastern Conference, that stuff matters. Now, if you're going to tell me, Ox, that you want a 16-team playoff, and in the process of you having a 16-team playoff, we're going to take these 16 teams and we're going to put them in brackets like we do the tournament, like one plays 16, 2 plays 15, that sort of thing. If you want to do that, if you want to give it a shot, I'm willing to give it a shot just to see what it looks like. Very much like what they did with the All-Star game, where the players got to pick the All-Star players. All right, let's see what it looks like. If it doesn't work, we'll go back to what it used to be. I'm down to give it a shot.
Wouldn't that, and on top of that, like, wouldn't that help kill the whole logic of, Bron only went to 10 straight because he was in the weak East? Things like that. Like, those are some of the main reasons I'm on. So 2 reasons. First is because I think it's completely unfair. Like what Mars was saying, I think it's completely unfair that a team in the West can win 45 games and have to fight for their playoff life, and a team in the East can win 37 games and be sitting at the 5 seed comfortably and stuff like that. To me, is just absurd. Second of all, we never got to see Bron versus Cole. We never got to see things like that because some teams didn't make it all the way through. Now, that might be their own fault, but I think this is that's also a chance for us to have different rivalries. Like, what if we could have had a Kings Pistons rivalry in the early 2000s? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like, those are some of the main reasons I'm looking at it. Like,
you could create so with the 16-team playoffs. Sure, Ox, you may be able to create different rivalries. That's why we're trying something new, right? So if we got a 16-team playoff, so I might create the Indiana Pacers, Portland Trailblazers, or I might create a rivalry between, I don't know, the Boston Celtics and the Atlanta Hawks. I might create a new rivalry, Philadelphia and Dallas. That might be a new rivalry that I'm creating. I can definitely get with that logic. I'm just thinking, not necessarily just in the ideology of the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference. I'm just thinking about it from the aspect of what those rivalries produced, what the Celtics and the Heat produced, what the Cavs and Milwaukee produced, what Denver and the Lakers, what Dallas and Phoenix produced, what Houston and Phoenix produced, what Seattle, which as soon as Seattle gets back in the NBA, it's going to be fantastic. Yeah, what Seattle, yes, great for basketball. What Seattle and Houston produced. Ox, I'm not on the, and I was on it before. I'm off it now. the idea of travel. Travel is so far more advanced today than what it was 20 years ago. So I ain't tripping on the Boston Celtics having to jump on a bird and go to Phoenix. I'm not tripping on Portland having to jump on a bird and go to Miami, or having to go to I don't know, Chicago. I ain't tripping on that, because now we're in a place where travel is so far advanced. In addition to being far advanced, it doesn't hamper guys nearly as much. So the travel isn't an issue for me as much as it was a while ago. I've come off of that. I've absolutely come off of that. But with that being said, I don't want to lose these rivalries. That's what I don't want to lose.
Damn. Right.
Raining good down there.
Raining I was just starting to thunder and lightning and stuff now too. But so we got to take it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a good point too. The travel part of it is just that's no problem. And what are the furthest teams? Is that the furthest, Portland and Miami, or is it Boston and LA? Portland and Miami? Yeah,
I think it's Portland and Miami. Yep. Those are the two furthest teams.
Yeah. I don't know. I hope.
Here's the thing, but we don't have that problem in hockey. Vancouver in New York, Vancouver and the Florida Panthers. We don't have that. We don't the Los Angeles Kings and the Boston Bruins. We don't have that problem in hockey. So, like I said, travel is so much more. It's so far advanced today than what it was 30 years ago, 40 years ago, when you was flying commercial and we got to sit in the airport because the flight is delayed for 2.5 hours. We don't have to do that no more.
Right.
You know,
something else that you actually taught me yesterday. I had no idea that Miami was in the Western Conference when they first got to the NBA. That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. But man, I hope Adam Silver does, because Adam Silver is really innovative. He's already tried 3-4 different new things since he took over for David Stern. So I mean, if anybody's gonna try something new, it's gonna be him. So we'll see. I hope they do give it a try. They'll work it out. I mean, they got some smart guys in the NBA front office, smart guys in the Players Association, so they'll work something out. They'll work something out. But let me get back to this lobby. Let's try to get as many of these guys up here as possible. Time is starting to get a little shorter, but let me go. Chilltown, there's a guy in here. I think he really wants to smoke with you, Chilltown.
What's up?
Trey Wall, what's up?
What up?
Hold on. Chilltown. Hold on. I know you remember me.
Oh.
Whoa. I think I owe him some push-ups. Do I owe you some push-ups? I owe him some push-ups. Yes, I do.
What was that? That was the Minnesota.
What was it? I don't got my boxing gloves.
We had a whole fight this season. I'm not gonna sit up here and act like Dallas was good the whole season. I'm not gonna stun on it. I'm not gonna sit up here and stun on it. Right. Now I have the footage. We talked about it. I did say they were gonna be a top 5 seed, which is crazy.
Yes, you did. And I had them as the playing team. Yes, you did.
Had them as the playing team.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, that's really it. That's all it is.
What was the bet? How many push-ups I owe you?
It was 30 to 40.
Okay.
And I would have had to do pull-ups. Yeah.
Yep, I got you. You got my word on that. I got you. Yes, I do.
That's all I came to say, man.
Yes, sir. I got you. And remember,
just came in to collect that debt.
Absolutely. Yeah. I pay what I owe. My credit good. So I just want to make sure we clear on that.
I knew you was gonna remember too, because it just happened. But I'm not gonna sit up here and stunt like Dallas always was the 5th seed. But we got it. I mean,
I didn't think that they would be a playing team because they was whack. I thought that they was going to be a playing team exactly because of what's going on in the Western Conference right now.
Right.
How difficult the Western Conference is, and you could be the 9th seed or you could be the 8th seed and win like 46 games.
Correct.
That could happen. That could very well happen. So yeah.
And the last thing, Bob. The truth of the matter is, we do have a little smoke because you don't like Kyrie, and I'm the biggest Kyrie fan like ever, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Who don't like Kyrie?
Y'all don't like Kyrie. Both of y'all don't like Kyrie. Y'all like him, but y'all don't love him.
I'm not as big a fan of Irv as the rest of y'all.
That's probably where we would differ at.
Yeah, I'm not as big a fan of Irv.
I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I was a Mavs fan too. I'm a Kyrie fan, bro. I'm not gonna.
Right. Okay. I understand why. Kyrie for the aesthetics. Kyrie, he ain't hard to look at.
Kyrie came in the league my freshman year of high school.
Kyrie is not hard to look at.
The only issue I ever had with Kyrie was missing the game to go to his sister's party. That was it.
I feel that.
He was wild.
That was it.
He was wild.
I feel most of it. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie. I feel most of the stuff people said, but I hate that it got into the fact. It got into like his hoop conversation because I feel like that could never really be questioned. That's all.
Right, without a doubt, he's a baller.
Shout out to you guys, man.
And I'm paying. You got it.
Sure, for sure, man.
Yeah, I got that.
All right, Trey.
Already, man.
All right, brother. Good to talk to you. No doubt. I forgot. Me and him had a bet, so definitely I owe 30. I think I owe 30 push-ups. I got to get my workout in today anyway. So you got it.
Yeah, no doubt. Let me see. Okay, we got Brooklyn in the house. What's up, Breezy?
What up, y'all? I was just enjoying the show. Dope show, man. I heard y'all talking about Bronny, and I know that Chill said that he used to be a referee, so I always like to ask him referee questions. I actually have nobody else to ask referee questions but Chill. So shout out to Chill for Chill. I heard you say that there's value in Bronny playing like a Pat Bev, and I think that I contribute that to the 24-second shot clock rule when it changed, because it wasn't always it wasn't always there. It happened immediately, like after the NBA started, but it wasn't always there. And I'm saying that to say, yeah, that don't show up on a stat line that you could play 94 feet, and opposed to this team setting up their offense and having 20 seconds to shoot the ball. Now they only got like 14 because the on-ball pressure from the 94 feet. Don't
forget the 8-second rule in the backcourt too. Don't leave that out.
Of course, that as well. So I wanted to ask you, Chill, is there a rule? And another thing that I seen too, they said that the rule change was because of Wilt Chamberlain, I think in the 70s, about the lane, something about the lane being widened from 8 to 14 feet.
16.
16. Will was that dominant, Chill? Can you just explain how dominant he was for him to change the rule?
All he would do was just park himself underneath the basket. That was it. And we just throw the ball into him, and he would just dunk on everybody. So now, and now we had to widen the lane, and that's where the 3-second rule came in. So we got to widen the lane. We got to get Chamberlain out of the lane to neutralize him. Because if we got to can you imagine Shaq just running to the middle of the rim and just being able to just park himself there all night long? That's what Chamberlain was doing. And there is no lane, by the way. It's just you run into the middle. Shaq is just running to the middle of the rim, and we just throwing him the ball. He could just park himself under there all night. Chamberlain was doing that. It was like, nah. So we had to expand the lane to 16, and Chamberlain got to stand outside the lane. He can't be in here for longer than 3 seconds. He can't do it.
Wow. Yeah. My last question is, do you have from a referee's perspective, do you have a favorite rule that changed the NBA that made the brand of basketball better, in your opinion, as a referee?
I don't think that there's a specific rule more than referees just not involving themselves in the game and letting the players involve them. I don't have to blow the whistle. You're going to make me blow the whistle. I don't got to do that on my own. I always said that before every game that I referee. Take a look around, guys. Nobody in here bought a ticket to come see me. You are the show. You're going to involve me in the show. How much you involve me in it, that's up to you.
So from what you've seen this year, Chill, do you think the officiating been on point, or it could be better?
I don't think it's that bad. I think that people see the calls that guys miss, and the fact that they miss these calls, it's like 1 or 2. They completely leave out the other 18 that they got right. These referees in the playoffs and late in the season, they got like a 96% success rate, 97% success rate. So these are the guys that when you see this one call that he missed, whether it's a block or a guy turned the ball over and he got fouled, the fact that he missed that, you'll completely miss all the other calls that he got right, where he was in terms of his positioning, what he was supposed to be looking at, how he was rotating, when did he get down the floor, where was he looking, what was he looking for? That's the kind of stuff that I look for when I'm looking at referees.
Well, all right. So this is my last question. What team on the Western Conference and what team on the Eastern Conference you think benefit the most of the referees? Not blowing a whistle every physically, physicality wise. You understand what I'm trying to ask?
Yeah.
Like, who do you think benefits the most?
I think Denver benefits because Joker is a physical specimen. Joker likes to bang. Contrary to popular belief, he's a Euro. No. Joker likes to bang. He likes to mix it up down there on that block. And the fact that they're a little bit soft on the whistle on them, I think that helps them. And in the East, it's definitely Giannis. Definitely Giannis. Because he's a bull in a train shop.
Okay. I know. I'm just enjoying the show, man. Shout out to Big Ox. Shout out to Chill. Yeah, no, I'm just enjoying the show, man. I'm being in the chat,
brother. Absolutely.
No.
Thanks for coming through.
Appreciate you.
Thanks for coming through. No doubt. So yeah, that's what that is. No doubt.
Okay. Let me see who else we got. Let's get Joseph S. What's up? What's up?
What up? Can't hear you, brother. You muted. Can't hear you.
What's up, y'all?
Yep. Now you hot. You hot.
Hey, Ox, I missed y'all on Saturday, bro. I was trying to get up with the show.
No,
yeah,
good.
Man, I was in the plane, man. I was in the sky.
Beautiful weather Florida's seen in a while, but whatever. We here.
We back in effect.
So something I want to talk about for kind of like postseason matchups. Ox, you've convinced me of like two things, bro. You've convinced me, one, OKC is sweet in the playoffs. They lunch.
Are they candy? Are they for real? Are they cake?
I think they sweet for a lot of teams. And two, get me away from the New Orleans Pelicans. I do not want to see them.
Especially if B.I. is healthy. If B.I. is healthy, then definitely.
Bro, because like for the Mavericks, I'm like matching up Kyrie, CJ. They can match up. Jonas, Gafford, they can match up. But we have nothing for Zion. Like absolutely nothing. He's a matchup nightmare.
So I guess Ox, I guess you to put the word out about Debo. Not to spread to everybody. So now anytime you come through, yo, Debo coming.
Yeah.
Chill. I'm looking at it like this, Chill. I'm thinking back when I was playing. So think back when he was playing Chilltown. I'm upset if I gotta look across and I see Zion and I'm like, oh my God, no way.
It's not that I don't think I can serve you. It's I would much rather not have to deal with this.
Rather not.
It's like I was talking about last time. Like Jokic, it's like, oh, you already know he's about to put up some like outrageous stuff. Yeah. But anyway, going back to the Thunder, the reason I think they can be had is because number one, I think they have two kind of glaring, I'll say, weaknesses. One, it's Chet on the glass. When I've seen them play like bigger teams, like I've seen them play Nurkic, I've seen them play even Gafford, he can get bullied on the glass by a bigger opponent.
Not yesterday. I can tell you that. Not yesterday. That's for damn sure. Not yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah.
Not yesterday against Oklahoma City. Not yesterday against Sacramento. That was not going on. So, I mean,
Sabonis let me down. I don't know. And
also, he let us down, Joseph. He let us down.
Okay, and the second weakness is Josh Giddey offensively. So I think
he's actually been good lately. He has been good.
Good, but like weaknesses in the playoffs, they can get like shown in regular season, but in the playoffs they are magnified 10 times fold.
Right.
So when I'm thinking of him, I think Jalen Rose put it best when he said he with us.
He with us. Don't worry about him. He with us.
Because I'm watching him play with the emergence of Chet, SGA, and J-Dub, like he just takes the ball out of their hands, and I think teams are so much more willing to have the ball with him and end with him than all those other three players.
Yeah, I could see that.
All right.
And, yeah, I was basically. I know you guys got a dip, but just want to
talk to you, brother. Absolutely, good to talk.
I appreciate you pulling up, Joseph. Like I said, man, that was my bad for Saturday, y'all. My bad.
Yeah, no problem.
We back in effect. We are back in effect, though, no doubt.
Oh man, I know it's a couple people left in the lobby. I'm sorry I can't get to y'all. You know, we get these text messages around this time. I gotta wrap it up. Yeah, man. But we'll be back. And catch us tomorrow on the panel. I hope y'all caught the episode today on the panel. Matter of fact, real quick, I got a public service announcement. Real quick. Because I interact. I'm in the comments. We were talking about something today in the comments about one-on-one. Now I said something about when I was in the gym back in the day, I seen these players, these NBA players also. And somebody in the comment section didn't take a liking to that. And I just want to let everybody out there know, if you're watching this right now, and if you think you can get with me on this basketball court, do not hesitate to reach out. I catch flights to take money. And I'm going to leave it at that. I'm washed, but I still got my kicks. I still lace them up. And I'm just going to leave it at that.
My boy said, I'm down. I still got smoke. I don't got what I used to have.
If you got a 3, I got a 3. If you got a 5, I got a 5. I'll pull up by myself with people. We can get down. So just let me know. But let's wrap it up though. Chill Town, you got anything for the people?
Hey man, put on a suit, drink water, don't drink and drive. Hey man, call your mother. Call your mother. If you ever in the Portland area and you had too much to drink, my man right here, call him. Here come scoop you. He will not leave you out there. I promise you that. It was good to see you guys. We will see you guys soon. But until then, take it light. But take it. Absolutely, man.
No doubt. All right, we'll catch y'all next time.
On the other side. Absolutely.